Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. Yeah, it snowed. I think Calvin got more snow than I did, so the folks down south got smashed more than we did. There's maybe an inch out here. It's really dry, powdery, no good for donuts. Anyway, I just want to tell you guys about a Craigslist deal. And I'm going to call this another Honda video because that's what it was about, right? You guys know I'm trying to get my hot little hands on a complete 400EX because I'm trying to put together a series of bikes. I want the 250X, which I have, a 300EX, which I have, and I'm trying to add the 400EX to the fleet. And to that end, I've been following Craigslist. And I had to paraphrase this a little bit, but this is more or less what the ad looked like. 2007 Honda 400ES, low hours, needs a few parts, front tire, wire harness, need to sell by Saturday, reduced from 1200 to 800, Port Jervis, New York. So I saw that, and he left a phone number that I text to, and here's the series of texts that went back and forth. And this is my text telling him I'm interested, and I could pick it up, what kind of truck, and then I'm like, I don't want to get rid of my truck, I want to do this as a cash deal, and he didn't respond right away. Let me get back to it. I don't want to get rid of my truck. I was planning a cash deal. If it's still available, could I come look at it in the morning? How much cash? And I'm like, morning is fine. How much money were you planning? And then I respond, you were asking 800, assuming it is what you say, you will get that. And it's taken him a while to respond, so I hit him with a please text me a time and address if you're serious about selling. If not, have a good night, Happy New Year. I lowered the price, want it gone by Saturday, Highland Lake, New York. All kinds of cranky here. And then he's kind of like not answering. So I said I could pick it up tomorrow morning. K after 9:30 a.m. is fine. I responded also because I did. I broke my leg in Eldridge 40 years ago. For me to make it to your place for 9:30, right, I have to leave my place at 8. Will you be texting me the rest of the address so I can MapQuest it? And he said, in the AM, maybe nobody here until 5 p.m. So I'm like, so you don't want me to come tomorrow night, which would have been Friday night, text me the address when you were ready. Would Saturday morning be better for you? And he responds, Friday. Then that's a talk to you tomorrow. Okay, takes me 90 minutes to get to you, give me enough runway. And he responds 10-4. Then the ad came off of Craigslist, and no more communication. I did not try to get back in touch with him because I was already beginning to get a little bit nervous, concerned, suspicious, and I began to wonder what was going on. It turns out if you use some of the tools that the internet provides you, even though he only gave me a cell phone number, I was able to do a few searches, and I discovered that his cell phone was issued by Sprint. He bought it in Middletown, New York, and it was registered to an address in Middletown, New York. He was basically telling me that I was going to be meeting him in Eldridge, New York. Eldridge, New York is like nowhere. If you draw a triangle between like Port Jervis, Monticello, and the Poconos, right in the middle of that triangle, is just like cow passes, cow roads, cow trails. And somewhere through those cow trails is Eldridge, New York. I know Eldridge because I broke my hip there back when I was in high school. We were running a cross-country meet, and the team, we were running against two teams, Eldridge and another school somewhere in that locality, and those guys were just dirty. I mean, you would kind of be running cross-country, so you were out in the woods, and we were kind of running around this sand pit area, and they like threw punches, threw elbows, knocked you down, tripped you, punched you in the face. I mean, they were just tough. As a matter of fact, during a pass, one of the guys sent me ass over tea kettle as I was jumping over a log, and that's probably what started the trouble that eventually led to my broken leg. So if I get the idea somebody's from Eldridge, I'm already a little suspicious. I'm not sure what this deal was from some of the wording and so forth. I got the idea the kid might be a high school kid, and though I don't have a copy of the old ad, there was a 2007 400EX that somebody put a note on Craigslist that, this was stolen if you find it and so forth. From a price point of view, if he didn't state the year, so if it was an older one, earlier in the 2000s, $500 to $800 for one that needs a little love and attention is not a bad price. For a 2007, it's a little bit cheap, $800. Especially, he claimed it was low hours and didn't need much. Given the fact it needed a wire harness, that makes me wonder if somebody didn't mess with the wire harness because they didn't have a key for it. Him saying it needed a front wheel makes me wonder if it wasn't crashed. Supposedly this thing was crashed into a tree, but it doesn't look like it's missing the front wheel, or the plastic's not cracked like it would be. But anyhow, so that's my experience. I wasn't going out there unless I made a few arrangements. I have a cousin that lives in Port Jervis that has a lot of connections. I would have spoke to him and, maybe had him run the cell phone number with the cops just to see what was going on. Because the last thing I need to do is, wake up in some bathtub packed full of ice with my kidneys missing, or or have my family read about me in the newspaper, unidentified body found up in Eldridge, New York. So, Craigslist is interesting, but occasionally scary. Just quickly, there was another deal in Kingston, New York, where there were three of these guys. Guy wanted $2,600 for the three of them. One of them was a runner and supposedly in nice shape. The second one was almost a runner. Just needed to be finished, put back together again. And the last one was a roller, but it did have an engine that needed top end work. Not a bad price for $2,600. Two problems: A, I don't have $2,600, and B, I don't have anywhere to store three of them. I'd rather kind of buy them one at a time. From a price point of view, $2,600. What is that? About $850 each, $866 each, something like that. The running one is worth $1,200. The one that's almost running is worth $500 to $800, and the one that, we're not quite sure what's wrong with it, it's worth $500, right? So 12 and 8 is 2, and 5. So at $2,600 they were an okay deal. They weren't free. So anyway, I'm looking. Anybody got one? Needs a little love and attention, let me know. Folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, go do some donuts in the snow. And folks, remember to get out there and just enjoy every one of your days. Bye now, folks. Take care.